Good afternoon. This is Akashvani and I am Abhishek Mukhopadhyay with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates 17th Indian Cooperative Congress in New Delhi, says cooperative sector has a huge role in enhancing the potential of villages and farmers. National Sickle Cell Anemia Elimination Mission 2047 will be launched in Madhya Pradesh this afternoon. Prime Minister to distribute 3 crore 57 lakh Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana cards. Monsoon session of Parliament to begin on 20th July. 25 people killed and 8 others injured in a bus accident on Samruddhi Mahamarg Expressway in Maharashtra. President, Vice President and Prime Minister expressed distress over the tragic incident. U.S. Supreme Court strikes down President Joe Biden's $400 billion student loan forgiveness proposal. And in SAF Football Championship, India to take on Lebanon in the semi-finals this evening in Bengaluru. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said that the cooperative sector has a huge role in increasing the potential of the villages and the farmers in the country during Amrit Kal. He said this after inaugurating the 17th Indian Cooperative Congress in New Delhi today. The Prime Minister said several steps have been taken by the government for strengthening of the cooperative sector in the country.
जब विकसित भारत के लिए बड़े लक्ष्यों की बात आई तो हमने सहकारिता को एक बड़ी ताकत देने का फैसला किया। हमने पहली बार सहकारिता के लिए अलग मंत्रालय बनाया, अलग बजट का प्रावधान किया। आज कोऑपरेटिव्स को वैसी ही सुविधाएं, वैसा ही प्लेटफॉर्म उपलब्ध कराया जा रहा है जैसा कॉरपोरेट सेक्टर को मिलता है।
Mr. Modi said that the government is working for the welfare of farmers and striving to make each and every sector of agriculture developed and self-reliant.
सहकारी समितियों की ताकत बढ़ाने के लिए टैक्स की दरों को भी कम किया गया है। सहकारिता क्षेत्र से जुड़े जो मुद्दे वर्षों से लंबित थे, उन्हें तेज गति से सुलझाया जा रहा है।
The Prime Minister said the central government spends over 6,50,000 crore rupees every year on agriculture and farmers' welfare. He said small and medium farmers have benefited immensely from the government schemes. He said under the BJP government, the farmers are guaranteed to receive 50,000 annually through different schemes. This is Modi's guarantee, he added.
दुनिया में निरंतर महंगी होती खादों, केमिकल्स का बोझ किसानों पर ना पड़े, इसकी भी गारंटी, और ये मोदी की गारंटी है, केंद्र की भाजपा सरकार ने आपको दी है। आज किसान को यूरिया बैग, एक बैग का करीब 270 रुपये से भी कम कीमत पर यूरिया की बैग मिल रही है। यही बैग बांग्लादेश में 720 रुपये में, पाकिस्तान में 800 रुपये में, चीन में 2100 रुपये में, और अमेरिका जैसे विकसित देश में इतना ही यूरिया 3000 रुपये से अधिक में किसानों को मिल रहा है।
On this occasion, Cooperation Minister Amit Shah said a separate Ministry of Cooperation was set up under the visionary leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He said many changes have become possible in the field of cooperatives with the formation of this ministry.
सहकारिता मंत्रालय ने पैक्स के बायलॉज को बनाकर सभी राज्यों और केंद्र शासित प्रदेशों को एडवाइजरी के रूप में भेजा। मुझे कहते हुए आनंद है कि 26 राज्य और केंद्र शासित प्रदेशों ने पैक्स के कानून को, उपनियमों को स्वीकार कर लिया है। देश के 85% पैक्स इस सितंबर के बाद एक ही बायलॉज से चलेंगे।
The National Cooperative Union of India is organizing the 2-day event with the theme of Amrit Kal, Prosperity through Cooperation for a Vibrant India. The event will witness participation of more than 3,600 stakeholders. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the National Sickle Cell Anemia Elimination Mission 2047 in Lalpur village of Madhya Pradesh today. He will also participate in several programs in Shahdol district. Prime Minister will also kickstart the distribution of about 3 crore 57 lakh Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana cards. The Prime Minister will also address a public meeting, after which he will visit Pakaria village to meet the women members of the self-help group. He will also meet members of the PESA Act committees. He will also interact with football players from tribal-dominated villages. After having discussions with the intellectuals of the tribal society, the Prime Minister will have lunch with them. The monsoon session of Parliament will commence on the 20th of this month and continue till the 11th of next month. In a tweet, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Prahlad Joshi also called upon all political parties to actively participate in productive discussions on legislative matters and other important items during the session. As part of India's G20 presidency, B20 meeting began in Surat today in the presence of Union Minister for Ports, Shipping and Waterways Sarbanand Sonowal. Addressing the global business leaders at B20, he said, under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, India has not only become the 5th largest economy in the world, but also emerged as a major investment destination. Affirming the government's commitment towards strengthening the infrastructure in the country, Mr. Sonowal said the capital expenditure on infrastructure has increased substantially over the past 9 years.
India has grown significantly, not just as a consumer market with greater purchasing power, but also as a preferred investment destination. India's story is about infrastructure, both physical and digital. India's capital expenditure as a percentage of GDP was increased from 1.7% in 2014 to nearly 2.9% in 22-23.
Nearly 200 delegates from G20 countries representing banking, textiles, finance and diamond are attending the meeting. Minister of State for Culture Meenakshi Lekhi has inaugurated the exhibition Banking on World Heritage, showcasing banknotes of G20 member nations featuring UNESCO-listed World Heritage sites. Speaking at the event in New Delhi yesterday, the minister highlighted its significance in connecting the youth to the heritage through physical currency notes. She remarked that the G20 countries have 70% of the declared heritage of the world, and this exhibition, curated by Rukmini Dahanukar, is an effort to preserve and conserve the same. The exhibition will be open until the 9th of this month at the Indira Gandhi National Centre for the Arts. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on a Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. In Maharashtra, 25 people died and 8 others were injured after a bus carrying 33 passengers caught fire on the Samruddhi Mahamarg Expressway in Buldana district around 1:30 a.m. today. According to Buldana SP Sunil Kadasane, the bus was travelling from Nagpur to Pune when it met with an accident on Samruddhi Mahamarg Expressway and the diesel tank of the bus caught fire. President Draupadi Murmu, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have expressed deep distress over the tragic incident in Buldana. In a message, the President extended her condolences to the grieving families and hoped that they find the strength to cope with this immense loss. The Vice President expressed his solidarity with the affected families and wished them solace during this challenging time. The Prime Minister extended his thoughts and prayers to the families of the deceased and wished a speedy recovery to the injured. Mr. Modi also announced an ex-gratia of 2 lakh rupees from the Prime Minister's National Relief Fund to the next of kin of the deceased and 50,000 rupees to the injured individuals. Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde has announced an ex-gratia of 5 lakh rupees to the next of kin of the deceased in the bus accident. In Kenya, at least 48 people were killed when a truck rammed into a number of other vehicles at a busy junction in the western part of the country. According to a news agency, another 30 people had been seriously injured and rushed to various hospitals. Local police issued a warning that the toll could rise. Kenyan leaders, including President William Ruto, has expressed condolences over the accident. The U.S. Supreme Court has struck down President Joe Biden's $400 billion student loan forgiveness proposal. In a 6-3 ruling, the court said the president's plan to wipe out debts for 26 million Americans was unconstitutional and an overreach of his executive power. The Supreme Court on Thursday also forbade race-based college admissions. The apex court directed 2 major American universities, including Harvard, to do away with the race-conscious student admissions programs which are intended to foster diversity on campus. The ruling is another massive political setback for the US President and the Democratic Party, which was going into the election next year on the strength of populist program that allowed millions of students to pause loan payments during the pandemic and later to forgive $10,000 in debt for individuals earning less than $1,25,000 per year. In Jammu and Kashmir, the 62-day Sri Amarnath Yatra has formally commenced with each batch of devotees flagged off from the Baltal and Noonwan base camps this morning. Officials said that around 4,445 yatris have been allowed from the Baltal base camp so far, while more than 2,000 yatris have begun their trek from the Pahalgam axis towards the holy cave. Meanwhile, Union Home Minister Amit Shah has said that the journey of Sri Amarnath Ji symbolizes the unbreakable traditions and beliefs of the Sanatan culture. In a tweet, he mentioned that the holy journey has commenced from today and the administration has made all necessary arrangements for the convenience of the devotees visiting Baba Barfani. Today is National Doctors' Day. It is celebrated across the country in memory of Dr. Bidhan Chandra Roy, physician and the second Chief Minister of West Bengal. He played many roles such as a politician, a freedom fighter and an advocate for education. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed his gratitude to the entire doctor community on the occasion. In a tweet, he acknowledged their exemplary courage, selflessness and resilience, particularly during the most unprecedented times. The Prime Minister recognized that doctors' dedication extends beyond healing and it instills hope and strength in society. The government has undertaken a number of initiatives in Shimla under the Smart Cities mission to make the hill station more sustainable and citizen-friendly. Shimla was chosen under the Smart Cities mission in the third round in June 2017. Over 200 projects worth around 715 crore rupees have been carried out in this tourist hotspot with an aim to provide core infrastructure and ease of living to the citizens with the application of smart solutions. Our correspondent has filed this report.
Shimla has had a long tradition of walking since colonial times. In order to make the walking safe and smooth, a network of pedestrian paths have been constructed along various roads. A subway has been constructed on Circular Road so that children of two schools, Portmore School and St. Edward's School, have no problem crossing the road. 8 smart bus stops are being developed at various locations. Shimla Smart City is constructing an additional double-lane tunnel so that people travelling to Kufri, Naldera, Narkanda and Chail and other places can do so without facing heavy traffic. Suparna Saikia, Akashvani News, Shimla.
In the CEF Championship, Kuwait will square off against Bangladesh in the high-voltage first semi-final this afternoon at the Sri Kantirava Stadium in Bangalore, Karnataka. In the second semi-final, India will lock horns with Lebanon at 7:30 this evening at Sri Kantirava Stadium in Bangalore. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has congratulated the Indian Kabaddi team on securing the 8th Asian Kabaddi Championship title. In a tweet, he applauded their exceptional performances and highlighted the remarkable team effort that they displayed throughout the tournament. Youth Affairs and Sports Minister Anurag Singh Thakur has congratulated Deepika Palikal and Harinder Sandhu on the remarkable victory at the 2023 Asian Squash Mixed Doubles Championship at Guangzhou in China. In a tweet, the minister said that their dedication and perseverance were evident in their performance, defeating the top two seeds. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates 17th Indian Cooperative Congress in New Delhi, says cooperative sector has a huge role in enhancing the potential of villages and farmers. National Sickle Cell Anemia Elimination Mission 2047 will be launched in Madhya Pradesh this afternoon. Prime Minister to distribute 3 crore 57 lakh Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana cards. Monsoon session of Parliament to begin on 20th July. 25 people killed and 8 others injured in a bus accident on Samruddhi Mahamarg Expressway in Maharashtra. President, Vice President and Prime Minister expressed distress over the tragic incident. U.S. Supreme Court strikes down President Joe Biden's $400 billion student loan forgiveness proposal. And in SAF Football Championship, India to take on Lebanon in the semi-finals this evening in Bangalore. And with that, we end the Midday News.